Action News Investigates has learned UPMC is flying executives and doctors in a new $50 million corporate jet.
At the same time, the healthcare giant is laying off 1,000 employees. Investigative reporter Paul Van Osdal live in Pittsburgh's Mount Washington neighborhood with this story. Paul.
Well, Shannon, UPMC began leasing this jet last year. Now, they have used a similar jet in the past, and the hospital CEO tells me it's an efficient way to do business. But some UPMC nurses tell me they were outraged to learn about the jet and about millions of dollars being paid to the hospital's former CEO. Action News Investigates was there as UPMC's jet pulled into the hangar at Pittsburgh International after a trip from Ireland, where UPMC has several hospitals and clinics. According to the flight tracking site JetSpy, UPMC started leasing the 2023 Bombardier Global 6500 last year. The plane sells for about $50 million. UPMC did not disclose the cost of leasing the plane. JetSpy records show UPMC has used the jet for 90 flights since May 2023. UPMC has flown it to Ireland, Italy, and Croatia, where the healthcare giant owns hospitals. Action News Investigates asked UPMC's CEO about the jet. I understand that in just last year, UPMC engaged with a new corporate jet. Is that any concerns about that in light of all the restructuring?
No, we have no concerns. We have lots of tools and lots of things we do to manage UPMC. We have lots of robots and things that take care of patients in the OR, and we have transportation issues related to our executives and our physicians when they travel abroad. And so everything is scrutinized and looked at very carefully.
Records show UPMC has also used the jet for trips to cities where it does not have hospitals, including Montreal, San Francisco, Seattle, and Boca Raton and Palm Beach, Florida. On April 24th, the day UPMC announced 1,000 layoffs, its jet flew from Boca Raton to Pittsburgh in the morning. Then it went back to Boca Raton that same afternoon and returned to Pittsburgh the next day. Action News Investigates asked a UPMC spokesperson why they were flying the jet to places with no UPMC facilities. Spokesperson Paul Wood responded, "The leased jet is used for essential and efficient business travel."
It's such a slap in the face to see this.
Action News Investigates spoke with two UPMC nurses who asked not to disclose their identities for fear of retaliation.
It just feels like it's for this corporate greed, instead of concern about their patients.
What message does that send nurses like yourself?
That we're just expendable.
Action News Investigates asked a physician who heads a healthcare think tank about UPMC's plane.
I mean, it is a legitimate question for taxpayers to ask. What is my benefit to flying to Italy and Ireland? What do we as a community get from that? And the short answer is not much.
UPMC says the layoffs in April impacted primarily non-clinical, non-member-facing administrative staff. Should patients be concerned about the quality of care in light of the layoffs?
Well, look, we've been repositioning UPMC as all companies and health systems need to in the future. And so I'd rather just sort of focus on the future, which is the great quality and patient care and everything else that we've been able to accomplish at UPMC.
But the nurses say clinicians they work with have been let go, raising concerns about patient care.
We're being told to take on more, and that just trickles down to the care that you give the patients. You're just getting more surface level care and not the depth of the care that people deserve.
In addition to leasing a new jet, recently released tax records show UPMC paid $17.8 million to former CEO Jeffrey Romoff in 2022. That made him by far the highest paid official at the health giant a year after he retired. Wood, the UPMC spokesman, says Romoff's 2022 compensation consists of deferred incentives and other contractual payments related to his 2021 retirement. Any concerns about the perception when there's a payout like that?
Now, again, I can't comment on that. Keep in mind, I'm a former large public company CEO, so I've been through that a little bit. And it's really not something that you can comment on, explain. It is what it is.
The nurses had a different reaction.
That's gross. When I'm wandering around the halls looking for a thermometer, I'll really be thinking about that $17 million.
Earlier this year, UPMC reported revenue of nearly $28 billion last year, but the hospital giant also reported an operating loss of nearly $200 million. Reporting live in Mount Washington, Paul Van Osdol, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.